we gotta do some cleanup. We gotta clean up some of these rumors rummaging around, dust them off, and get down to the truth. Because like I've always told you, I'll bring you the correct leaks, and then I'll also try and clear things up as they get scattered across the internet. Grand Theft Auto 6 on Nintendo Switch 2? What is the truth here? Is that right or is that wrong? I'm here to fill you in. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Happy weekend. We got a nice jam-packed video featuring GTA 6, as well as more from Doug Bowser after his Switch 2 comments, now on Microsoft, and on what he thinks sets Nintendo apart. But let's kick it off with this GTA 6 thing that has been moving around. And I'll be honest, when I first saw the headline, I was like, dude, that could be the hugest thing ever. More than ray tracing, more than graphics, more than Assassin's Creed or Far Cry, GTA 6 on Switch 2 would really be a boom. But what happened here? NecroPhilippe is a known Twitter poster. He is over at Nintendo Universo in Brazil, and he's had a lot of good tidbits on recent directs. He's had some scoops on Nintendo Switch 2, and he seems like a pretty reputable guy who's in line with what Nate Drake says often. I like him. He posted this thing about how, in his opinion, it's really exciting because Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, for the first time in forever, should have great console parity. Like, as long as there's ray tracing, we should have, like, really good equal bases for Switch, PlayStation 5, and for Xbox, and so it'll be great for developers. And based on projects he's heard behind the curtains and others, he's really excited, and even more excited that we'll finally have, like, the closest thing we've had to parity in many generations. That's all fine and dandy, so how did it go from that to GTA 6? Well, someone asked, will GTA 6 be on Switch 2? And NecroPhilippe responded, yes. The volcano, you can already feel it. Reddit posts everywhere saying GTA 6, according to NecroPhilippe, is going to be on Switch 2. And I saw that and I said, dude, this is monumental. This is absolutely massive. And when you see him saying yes, it does really seem like he's saying yes. Like, he knows, and he references these behind the curtains projects, so it seems like he has insider info on things that third parties are working on that would achieve, multi-platform status this time, not just Sony and Microsoft, but Nintendo as well. Yet it turns out that this has all been overblown, which is a huge bummer because GTA 6 would be mega on Switch too. I never expected it. I didn't think it would be a thing, but then I saw this and my world was about to be reversed. Now, I just want to say, I don't think I can say with 100% certainty that GTA 6 will not be on Switch 2. I suppose there is a chance, depending on what goes on with that game, when it's eventually revealed, when it actually releases, and how intensive it is. But NecroPhilippe clarified that he should have put his opinion before making that statement. And he acts a little bit confused, I guess I have to put opinion before everything, but dude, you're in the focus all the time. And I see this with leakers where they don't want to be misrepresented, they don't want everything they say to be turned into a YouTube video, but come on. At the same time, you are posting your leaks and your info all over the internet, on your website or on message boards or on Twitter or on podcasts, on videos, and you're telling me you don't want people to pick it up? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't get all your information out there and be a popular, reputable, loved source and then not also have videos made and have to speak clearly like it's some sort of chore. Now, I don't really fault NecroPhilippe in this instance because I think this was an innocent mistake, but just in general, I'm a little about leakers being well, don't talk about me. I didn't say that. You're on the internet, you're going to be covered just like everybody else. Regardless, NecroPhilippe's opinion is that he thinks GTA 6 will be on Switch 2. And if his opinion is that, well, then that turns my opinion more in that direction. He has more insider information and has heard more things and has more connections than I do. Obviously, we don't know a lot of things in this equation. We don't know when Switch 2 comes out. We don't know the exact specs of it. We don't know when GTA 6 comes out. We don't know the specs of that. We don't even know when either of these will be announced. But based on building momentum for both projects, it does seem like there's a world where they could interlock, and we could get a brand new GTA on Nintendo Switch 2. I've talked about many times that I think the revolution this time, more than the graphics, is going to be the third-party support on Switch 2, and NecroPhilippe seems to agree based on his 100% simultaneous ability to develop on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. That's going to be great, and I think the only outcome of that is major, massive third-party franchises on Switch. And if we reach the pinnacle and get GTA 6 on Nintendo Switch 2, it is going to be a whole different world. I know the Switch feels like such a bold step forward for Nintendo, but I'm telling you, this parity would be maybe their boldest step. It's not the flashiest, right? It's not the most box-friendly, it's not the most headline-friendly, but getting big franchises that have never appeared on Switch or have never appeared on Nintendo platforms at all is major. The one thing Nintendo, the one thing that they can't overcome in a lot of ways is that they just don't have the oomph to match point for point with PlayStation and Xbox, or at least to get a lot of the multi-platform projects. They then have to supply their games to sort of offset, and people still think they have a phenomenal lineup, and they do. But imagine if they have everything Sony and Xbox have, and then they also have their games. I'm telling you, this is like the biggest move Nintendo can make, is graphical parity, or at least some semblance of it, the gap being smaller, so we get these major franchises. It's just going to be quite remarkable. Now, Doug Bowser had some things to say as well, which, you know, you can decide if they're remarkable or not. I think they're interesting, though. I really do. So Doug Bowser was talking about what separates Nintendo and what they're going to do, you know, going forward with more powerful hardware. And he said, we've always said at Nintendo, what's most important to us is not so much what's inside the machine or the device, but what happens on the screen when you put your hands on the controllers and you start engaging in the gameplay experience. Does it draw you in? Is it immersive? To that point, you can use a variety of different art styles, some with higher fidelity, some with perhaps a different, more cartoonish type style. I do think that's what separates us quite a bit, outside of the obvious visual differentiation with the Nintendo Switch's form factor, and helped us to lengthen that longevity. Now, I concur wholeheartedly. Nintendo is not only fantastic with making their art styles look really good, even on inferior hardware, but their hands-on controller experience is best in the business. Mario Wonder feels perfect to play, and that's one of the reasons their games are so beloved and never go out of style. It's because they feel great to play. I think it's something that a lot of developers and a lot of YouTubers, critics, like, don't give enough credit to. You can be bold and big, you can be huge and pretty, you can be all these things, you can have many, many systems, but if you don't feel good to play, I don't think you have the staying power. There are so many games that would just be that much better if they felt great, and Nintendo games always feel great. I agree. I think Doug Bowser's absolutely on the right track, and I hope Nintendo continues with this, and based on his comments, it sure sounds like they will. Now, Dougie B was also asked about Microsoft. If you recall, there was that leaked email where Phil Spencer had hypothesized about, man, I'd love to acquire Nintendo. That would be a career-defining move. It would be so amazing. And we just know that Nintendo and Microsoft are in some sort of cahoots, right? Minecraft is on the Switch. We have Ori and Cuphead. Call of Duty's coming to the Switch eventually. So they asked Doug Bowser about partnership with Microsoft, that relationship, and he said, we have a great relationship with Microsoft. We consider them to be partners in many, many ways, and you only have to look at Nintendo Switch to see that partnership. Obviously, Minecraft is on Nintendo Switch, and we brought Banjo-Kazooie to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so we're looking forward to that partnership continuing. So A, he's not going to really say anything about Phil Spencer's email. B, yay, they're continuing, but continuing, it's a partnership. It's not just something like, hey, we respect Microsoft, they make great games, we make great games. They want to continue this, and it's very interesting because I think just one generation preceding Switch, you would have never guessed. You would have never anticipated this kind of collaboration, but, you know, as small as that might be, Minecraft on Switch, Banjo-Kazooie in Smash Bros. Ultimate, Cuphead, Ori, I think, are additional perks. Will it grow beyond that? I'm going to make a prediction here and say that Switch 2 will continue this partnership in a very similar fashion. Published games from Microsoft like Minecraft can be on Switch, but titles like Halo or Forza or Gears, not on Switch. That's my guess. I guess it depends how the Game Pass thing goes and how down Microsoft's own hardware falls. But for now, I'm going to say that this partnership continues in the way that it's been, maybe an indie here, an indie there, but mostly it's going to be Minecraft products. And who knows, maybe a new Banjo-Kazooie at some point, but that is pie in the sky. So a little bit of a nothing burger from Doug on Microsoft, but I do like his comments on what separates them and wanted to clear up the GTA 6 stuff. No GTA 6 guaranteed, but still a possibility, and it's important to know that distinction. I'll keep you posted if we hear more. Hopefully one day GTA 6 is announced. That's been forever. Talk about parity not happening for generations. It feels like it's been generations since GTA 5 was announced. So one day, maybe, possibly, I think so. Until next time though, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.